All right. So the one thing I wanted to talk to you today, and I'm going to refer to some notes if you don't mind, is about purpose. It's a topic that's really difficult to discuss only because it's so multifaceted and it feels like we all go through this issue with purpose at different times in our life. So when we're in high school and we wonder what we want to do after high school, we think about our purpose. When we're in our mid-20s and we're finding like a career, like that's a big word, a career, we think about our purpose and like what we're supposed to be doing in the world. And then as we're like in our career and even older, when we retire, we always question what our purpose is. So what I wanted to do was kind of break down that idea of purpose and try and help you find out like what your purpose is. And that's like a really loaded idea, and this isn't something that's going to work for everybody, but that's okay because I think it works for me and it's applicable to other people. So I started like diving into that idea of purpose and how you find it. And I kind of concluded that the only way you know you found purpose is once you finally feel fulfilled. So for different people, fulfillment will come up in different ways. You might feel fulfilled if you complete an art project. You might feel fulfilled if you score a goal in like your sporting match. But those are like very trivial forms of purpose and fulfillment. I only think like true fulfillment comes when you found something that can affect you for the rest of your life. Well, for me, fulfillment sits at like the very top, and underneath sits purpose. And purpose is basically the concept of like what you're doing in the world that I'm having a brain fart right now, and I started thinking about my hand. So purpose is essentially what you're doing in the world that like means something to you. It's kind of like if you found your role like in this universe, and it's crazy because you like some people think that they don't have one. Some people like know they do, but they don't know how to get there. But in my opinion, everybody does have a purpose, and they're different ones. Like Brad Pitt's purpose was probably to be an actor. Tom Cruise's was probably to work with Scientology. And somebody else's purpose might be to sit at a desk all day and like type in numbers on an Excel sheet, but that's okay. That's their purpose. And if they feel fulfilled doing that, then that's how they know they found their purpose. So it goes fulfillment, purpose, but then okay, so how do you find your purpose? How do you find out like what it is you want to be, what it is you want to do? And that's really tough to find, but I think you can go about it in a pretty systematic way. So I would take it as, what do you like to do? And I know that's a loaded statement. It's a loaded question. You could probably name a bunch of things. You probably name 10, 20 different things you enjoy doing, but above all else, like what do you enjoy? And I know there's something at the top of your list. So for me, like when I say, what do I enjoy doing? It's hiking, writing. I mean, there's a million other things I like to do, but those are at the top of my list. Being outdoors and writing are like the big things for me. So you may say like, oh, I enjoy drawing. I enjoy going out to get drinks with my friends. Like I enjoy playing games on my, laptop. But okay, that's like, those are small. Like what's the big thing? And I guarantee you have like one or two things that sit at the top of your list. So once you have that, then you have to say to yourself, okay, what can I do with this? And this is going to be the toughest part. This is the part where you say, how can I figure out what in that subcategory, what can I do to figure out what my role is with that topic? So with me and like writing, for instance, okay, like I enjoy writing. I have like forms of writing that I enjoy more than others. I enjoy poetry. But what can I do with writing? And I don't have an answer for that yet. I'm figuring that out, but that's the process. So once you have that general idea, now comes the part where you have to be courageous and you have to explore and be curious. So you have to try things. Like there's no easy answer. You have to put yourself out there and just work up the courage to try different things. For me in writing, I have to get into writing workshops. I have to try and meet new people that can show me new things. Maybe try and work for a published author and someone that has a book, so I can learn something from them. And that's the basic idea. You have to be willing to find out what in that broad topic you enjoy doing most. If you enjoy hiking, like, what can you make that into? What can, like, what can I take hiking into and, like, make it something that I will, like, find purpose in? It might be working for a company that, like, specializes in hiking gear. It might be working for, Patagonia, and deciding that, a brand that I love, and deciding that, I'd like to do marketing for them, and it gives me an opportunity to meet new people and go outside and create content for them where I can, like, market their gear but also be in the outdoors, which makes me happy. And that might be, like, my overall purpose, and from that I'll find fulfillment. But the only way you're going to find out what any of that is once you've, like, worked up the courage to be curious about it. And I think that's, like, the toughest thing for a lot of people. It's deciding to be, curious and, like, realizing your potential. So I think that's, like, the overarching idea, is just to be curious and always explore the world around you, always explore your potential strengths, and don't be afraid to fail, because, I mean, this is something people talk about all the time, but if you're afraid to, like, do poorly on something or to screw up, then you're not going to find anything. So we essentially just live in this environment where people are always, it seems like people are always watching you, and everything you do is either this, like, fail or win concept, and it gets a little bit ridiculous only because it stops us from attempting to achieve, like, all of our dreams. This is no different. I mean, if you want to find your purpose and if you want to reach fulfillment, then you have to do things that are likely to make you fail. Some of the biggest people that are, like, role models in your own life have gone through experiences where they've failed, like, no doubt. You could say anybody. You could say, I mean, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but meanwhile, Cody's peeing outside, so how the am I supposed to concentrate right now? If you just think of, like, the most important people in your life, people that you look up to that are either celebrities or athletes or even other people on YouTube, no doubt they've struggled and failed to get where they are, and I'm totally no different. I mean, this is, like, the first video I've ever made. I don't have all the answers, but I know that if I don't try this, if I don't attempt to publish something in this format, then it'll just be the same thing. I'll be too afraid to fail, and therefore I'll never try. So if you want to find, like, what your purpose is and, like, your ultimate fulfillment in any stage of your life, you might be, again, someone in high school, someone that's finishing up college, somebody that's about to retire, and you don't know what comes next, and you have to be willing to explore your opportunities and the things that make you tick, essentially. And if you're too afraid to fail and you're too afraid to try and find that, then you'll never find that fulfillment. So I guess ultimately the final remark is just try things that make you uncomfortable and try new things. Only by doing so will you find that ultimate purpose and your fulfillment. And I guess as, like, one final thought, if you have any ideas, if you have any concerns, any comments, any questions, feel free to send them down below. Just post down below this video. Tell me what your thoughts are on this video. What your ambitions are, maybe where you're stuck in life, and I'd be happy to reach out personally and, try and help you find that sense of purpose and fulfillment, because it's not always easy, and oftentimes it takes collaboration with other people to reach that conclusion. So if you feel like you're in that position where you're stuck or just want some outside help from someone that totally doesn't know you, someone that's not going to judge you or, subject you to any sort of random questioning, just let me know. Like, I'll always be here to, like, just help out in that regard. So yeah, I guess that's it.
What do you think people will get out of that video, or what do you hope for people to get out of it?
I feel like you're recording this right now. First of all, and I don't want to sound scripted, but I just hope people find, if nothing else, like, people, like, find one single thing in there that, like, helps them. Like, they don't have to go through that whole video and feel like they've found their purpose and they feel fulfilled all of a sudden. But if they have, like, one single thing that, like, helped them out, then, like, I feel like I did my job.
Yeah, and people can come back and watch the video and, like, get something new out of it every time.
They can watch, yeah, they can, absolutely. And it doesn't even have to be, like, I've helped every single person. If I just help, like, one person, like, take an opportunity to, like, jump off the ledge and fall into something unknown, like then that's cool. That's like because that's all it's all about.
Cool.
Yeah.